When you look at the title of this video, I want you to understand that I don't have a bunch of Lamborghinis, I don't have a bunch of Richard Mille watches, I don't have a whole bunch of things just yet. But what I do have is incredible people in my life, incredibly high achieving people, some of the most successful people on the planet, especially respective to their age. I'm in my dream body. I have amazing relationships, both with women and guys. I have a good life and I'm able to travel, live wherever I want. And so I do think these things say something about my ability to manifest, but also it's just the tip of the iceberg. And so a lot of the things that I'll share with you in this video, there are things that I have learned through my own experience of coming up until this point, but it's also things that I have learned from guys making millions, who I've been able to be around and either get mentorship from or be peers with by now. And it's just a very powerful lesson that I want to spread to you. When you look at the operating principles of the average human being, it's a operating guideline of what can I get out of situations. They see whatever there is out there and they're like, okay, I want to get this and this and this in my life, and then they take the shortest path possible to getting there. And so they get a job that hopefully pays slightly above average. They go to the gym to get in just above average shape. They probably have just above average health. And obviously kind of right now I'm referring to people who are semi ambitious. But the point is, the standards are relatively low. And the reason for this is that they primarily operate from fulfilling themselves in a flawed way. They just want to get the short-term gratification to then get their desires met. But because of this, they forsake their larger desires. And so if you look at the highest achieving people, the people who are able to manifest whatever they want, they don't report to themselves. They don't look at themselves and say, what do I want right now? What would make me happy? And then chase after that. Like a brain dead being. They instead report to something greater. They look at, okay, how can I impact the universe as a whole the most? And I think this is the real master key to manifestation. It's, are you reporting to yourself and your own needs? Or are you reporting to the desires of nature, of the universe, of God, of creation, of evolution, right? Like kind of these different lenses. Because when you align yourself with these different growth curves that are happening on a larger scale, you automatically align yourself to get what you want. Yet when you align yourself with your own selfish desires and chasing after what makes you feel good in the moment, that doesn't actually serve anyone, right? So you're not operating on the right scale. And this is even when you're just trying to please your family. You're still shooting yourself in the foot. You're shooting your family in the foot by not serving greater needs. When you can think about universal needs, you can think about value creation at scale. You can think about, okay, what is the most aligned version of me? And what would I create that would be the most valuable based on my traits, beliefs, skills, and obviously like natural kind of, how do you call that, like attributes. We all have a purpose. We all have a very specific reason why we are on earth. And the way you uncover that is you start listening to your intuition. You start listening to this quiet voice that is within you that tells you the tiniest step that you can take, right? Like drop the next few kilos of body weight, right? Like take the next step that you're scared to take. Enter this relationship, leave this relationship. Take this chance. When you start listening to this very quiet voice within, everything else starts to align. And I know specifically in the Western world, we totally aren't taught this, and I used to think that this is a bunch of like hocus pocus, like nonsense. There's a reason why all spiritual texts, many great books like Happy Pockets Full of Money, that's one of my favorites, Reality Transurfing, incredible book. All of these books refer to this, where if you just listen to the voice within, you could call the voice of God, and you just start listening to that again and again. And you nurture that relationship so you get stronger and becomes more sensitive, and you start to be able to pick that up more and more. Then you essentially walk in a straight line to your destiny. And then when you take that, if you keep helping yourself long enough, eventually that voice will shift from you need to change this to you need to help other people with this and this. And that is how you automatically align yourself with these greater needs, with God, evolution, creation, what we spoke about. As long as you decide to not make that change and you keep not listening to that voice, you keep avoiding whatever that voice is telling you inside, you're not going to be fulfilled. There is going to be an empty hole. At least that's what I experienced, and I know many people experience this, of something missing. And you can keep trying to distract yourself with vices, with distractions, with women, or whatever you quiet your mind with. But at the end of the day, when you lay in bed, when you're in solitude with yourself, you'll know that you're not living in congruence with what you could be living. And so if you want to actually live a great life, start to sacrifice your own selfish needs for the needs of the whole. And then you'll get way faster and go way further. My brain is dead because I've been sleep deprived. That's part of my suffering process. But hope this video is helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.